Tsunami is one of big disaster that can cause victims and loss. Tsunami is a terror for the people who live around the beach. Where did the tsunami word come from? Tsunami comes from Japanese. Tsu means harbor and nami means wave. So tsunami is the wave of the harbor. It's the term of Japanese fishermen on that time because the wave is look like the normal wave when in the sea, but it will be bigger when it has been reached the harbor or the beach. Tsunami can happen because of many disturbances in the earth plates. Some of the disturbances are: first, the earthquake in the bottom of the sea; second, the volcanic eruption of the sea mountain; and the third, the falling of the space objects such as meteor. The moving of the earth plates can make a big volume of water in the sea can be up or down suddenly and creates the big waves that is tsunami. Tsunami can cause many victims and destruction, such as building, environment, and also the mentality of the safety victim. Indonesia, as the maritime and archipelago country that is also located in the ring of fire area, has a big potential to be tsunami. Earthquake can happen anytime in Indonesia, and it always has potential to be tsunami. But we can stop the earthquake or tsunami itself, and it doesn't mean we can't do anything. The only and the most possible thing we can do is decrease the number of victims and destruction of tsunami. We can do it by warning the signs of tsunami come. Remembering the bad effects of tsunami and the Indonesia itself that is located in the ring of fire area, we believe we have to do something to decrease the number of victims and destruction of tsunami.
Before we discuss about tsunami any further, it's important for us to know the characteristic of the tsunami. First, the wavelengths. Wavelength is the distance between two identical points of the wave. Usually, tsunami have 500 kilometer wavelength. Second is wave height. Wave height is the distance between the trough and the peak. The third is wave amplitude. Wave amplitude is the height of the wave. It is equal to half of the wavelength. And next is wave frequency. Wave frequency is the amount of one full wave to pass a stationary point. And last is wave velocity. Wave velocity is the speed of the tsunami. Usually tsunami has up to 950 km per hour of wave speed. It is equal to a jet plane speed.
Tsunamis have occurred often throughout history, and so frequently in Japan. And as we know, tsunami is a natural disaster that is hard to avoid because it can't be known tsunami comes from and where. So tsunami make a great impact on human life, but we can learn from the past and make a method to decrease the victim. And tsunami is one of natural disaster who makes a great destruction to our environment, and also one of the natural disaster which result many victims. But the large tsunami doesn't always causes the most destruction. There is some of the biggest, most destructive and deadliest tsunami on record. The biggest tsunami in the world is first, Sicily. A volcano causes an avalanche in Sicily 8,000 years ago, triggering a devastating tsunami that spread across the entire Mediterranean Sea. There are no historical records, only geological records, but scientists say the tsunami was taller than 10-story building. And second is Lituya Bay on Alaska. In July 1958, an earthquake along the Fairweather Fault in Alaska Peninsula loosened about 4 million cubic yards of rock high above the northeastern shore of Lituya Bay. This rock plunged into from an altitude of approximately 300 feet and made a giant tsunami. The force of the wave removed all the trees and vegetation from elevation as high as 1,720 feet or 524 meters. And then the third from Sumatra, Indonesia. 90.1 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Sumatra is make a tsunami as high as 15 meters, reach 5 kilometers inland near Meubola, Sumatra. An estimate $10 billion of damage is attributed to the disaster, with around 230,000 people reported dead. The fourth, North Pacific coast Japan. A powerful tsunami traveling 18 km per hour with 10-meter high waves swept over a coast of Japan, killing more than 80,000 people. The tsunami was spawned by an 9.0 magnitude earthquake. Approximately 425,000 people were relocated to shelter. The World Bank estimates that it would take Japan up to 5 years to financially overcome the $2,035 billion damage. And the last, number 5, Nakaido, Japan. A magnitude 8.4 earthquake causes sea waves as high as 25 meters to hammer into Pacific coast of Kyushu, Shikoku, and Honshin, and also Osaka. A total nearly 1,300 buildings were damaged, and about 30,000 people were killed.
Now we are going to the next point, that is the effective method of dissemination and communication element of the tsunami early actions. Early warning is an essential factor in disaster risk education and reductions. Early warning is not only the production of technically accurate warnings, but also a system that requires an understanding of risk and link between the producers and consumers of warning information, with the purpose or the ultimate goal of triggering actions to prevent or mitigate a disaster, so that the risk of death, injuries, damage, and loss can be reduced. A complete and effective EWS for early warning system consists of 4 integrated elements. The first is risk knowledge, Second is monitoring and warning service. The third, dissemination and communication. And the last is responsibility. Failure in any one of these elements can mean failure of the whole early warning systems. There are some ways we can do to strengthen the dissemination and warning message aspect that has responsibility in communicating the perils to the people. We must arrange a good regulations. The regulation also translated into the more technical code, standard operational procedure, or SOP, or the implementation guideline in order to provide practical guidance. Step-by-step description of jobs to be effectively performed by any actors that involved in the crisis situations. Second, there are some institutions' involvement in the warning dissemination chain. The process must run out in right order respectively. The absence of coordination mechanisms can cause each institution risk on their own initiative. The existence of the institution in Indonesia, such as RABI, or Indonesian Intelligence Radio, ORARI, Indonesian Amateur Radio Organization, and other voluntary network must be optimized to help spreading the warning message to the people. Next, should be counter is a good warning tools, completed with various communication modes. When the communication installed, should have any backups for the worst probabilities of the first tool. In addition, the distant communication system must be tested on regular basis and always maintained in intensive care. After that, the system must support two-way and interactive communication system to verify the message that has been received, so that there will be no lock and there will be no decrease of proper mechanism to inform the community that the threat has ended or over. And the last, we have known during this time there will be still lack of people education, public education about, especially about the media, public official, and community. Additionally, there must be such evaluation on how the community's perception and understanding against warning messages that has been received.
As we know that a tsunami is usually preceded by a powerful earthquake. The earthquake results in the rise of pressure in the vertical direction, so that the bottom of the sea will rise and fall in a short span of time. This will then trigger an imbalance in the ocean water, which is then pushed into a large wave that moves reaching the mainland. The great power in the wave can cause the building on the mainland wash away easily. Tsunami wave can reach speed of 500 to 1000 km per hour at sea, and then it reaches the shore. The speed is reduced to 50 to 30 km per hour. Although reduced rapidly, the velocity can cause severe damage to humans. From the literature, the most effective way to evacuating during the tsunami is a tsunami vertical evacuation and personal safety system. Tsunami vertical evacuation method can be done by building some public building to provide temporary shelter for a large number of evacuees. The structure can take many forms, from simple steel platform to elaborately appointed structure that serve year-round public purpose when not used as shelter. The second way is personal safety system. A personal safety system allows one access immediately. You don't have to worry about debris, nighttime event, liquefaction of ground, coastline drop, etc. The capsule is there on your property and you simply ride out the wave. In the post-tsunami phase, the capsule is then your shelter until rescue comes. This is an ideal solution for people who are older, infirm, parents with young children, who maybe cannot access a safe haven which may be 3 to 4 level high.
And now, we're talking about how to maintain the problems caused by tsunami. Starting with the environment, infrastructure, and also the trauma of the victims. First, we're talking about environment. There's no doubt that the soil that covered by tsunami's water is covered by salt. So the farmers couldn't plant their pets or rice to make their lives. So now we are here to make a new method to create something that genetically changed and plants that genetically changed, so they can plant rice or plant in the soil that covered by sea salt. Second, the infrastructure. The infrastructure that destroyed after the tsunami is so much. So we have to build the infrastructure as fast as we can. And when it happens, we need the building that can resist the tsunami wave. So when the tsunami comes again, the damage is not too big as the first wave. We also want to make the integrated rebuild with the people and government. So it will takes a certain time, and also the building will be stronger. And the third, or it's the end, is how to make the victims feel safe and lose their trauma. So, and when the victims has a trauma, we need to make them more comfortable, and we will make the program that's especially for the children, so they will be happy and live without feeling any man burn.
Tsunami is one of the natural disasters that can cause many victims and loss, and is as the terror for the citizens who live near the beach.
Tsunami has 5 characteristics: wave length, wave height, wave amplitude, wave frequency, and wave velocity.
But the large tsunami doesn't always causes the most destruction.
It is necessary to conduct such timely and sustainable tsunami early warning system. The study has recommended several efforts to be done with the governments in Jakarta.
The most effective evacuation is vertical tsunami evacuation and personal safety system.
At the end, the building of the tsunami area has to be integrated and connecting the people and the government.
We can't stop tsunami, but we can reduce the losses.